In World of Warcraft, idiocy can be found anywhere. The drop rate of legendaries, the forums, and this
Selfie patch.
I have, for some reason, chosen to make a video highlighting some of those more bizarre elements of Azeroth, and I'm not talking about the floating massive
Earth Mother.
And yes, I know WoW is fictional, which allows for the existence of a lot of things that would be illogical in real life. But some things mentioned in this video are just too dumb to even make sense in the Warcraft universe. That's a problem if something is too irrational for a fictional world. And I also thought it would be a fun topic for a video, so yeah, sue me. Mount speeds. Why can a goddamn turtle run as fast as a dragon with fucking rockets attached to it? I'm naturally talking about ground speeds with that example, but it applies to flying as well. An eagle-lion hybrid flies as fast as a rocket. A literal rocket. Exactly how fast do you think an eagle is? Okay, I found some good old Wikipedia facts here. A golden eagle's maximum horizontal speed is 130 kilometers an hour, totally matching the maximum 7,200 of a manned rocket-powered aircraft, which I would say this is the definition of. Well, to be honest, if the rocket mount actually went at that speed, I doubt our characters would be able to keep their skin attached to the rest of the body. But one more thing, we buy our flying licenses at a normal trainer, perhaps with a few griffins around them, which is an indication that we use them for learning how to fly. But how does flying a griffin teach us to steer a cloud, a fucking flying carpet, or a fell steel annihilator? Doesn't really seem like there's a correlation there. Kakio, you're just overanalyzing everything, it's just a game. Back to the beginning with you, then you'll know why I do this, plus I get a bit more watch time on the video. On to the next challenger! This is something I've thought about for a while myself, and I'm sure some of you share this confusion with me. Why are some of the same types of mobs different levels? Using the site Petopia, at first I read it as Petopia, don't read it that way. I found similar beasts of different levels and zones. For example, there's this bear, Mangiclaw, or Manticlaw, I'm not sure what, but I'm just gonna go with whatever. In Dun Moreau, which looks exactly the same as a sharp-toothed bear in Winterspring. The only difference is that Manticlaw is level 11 and the sharp-toothed bears are level 50. If they are exactly the same, why the difference in both zone and level? Well, levels are based on experience, so maybe Manticlaw just wasn't experienced enough to be part of the sharp-toothed bear society and was banished from the lands, doomed to find a more fitting zone for his inferior skills. He then found Dun Moreau, where he, to this day, is killed over and over again by gnomes. All jokes aside, how come there is a difference between them? They are the exact same size and color, yet you could say these sharp-toothed bears are 5 times as powerful. Okay, maybe these bears are exceptionally skilled for their size due to a ton of hunting and battles making them more dangerous. Or Mangiclaw is just a sad, junky bear. But how do you then explain the level difference of boars? This species is called the brown boar, and there's a roughly 25 level difference between some of them. If they live in Durotar, they're level 10. If they live in Southern Barrens, they're level 35. Can you stop changing direction every fucking... How does a boar, a swine, get more dangerous? Do they eat a bunch of dry grass and suddenly they just gain a ton of fighting experience? They aren't hostile, so why should they have battled anything before? Maybe when the boars in Durotar have consumed enough grass and gained superpowers through this fiber-heavy diet, a signal in their brain is activated, making them just migrate to the Southern Barrens, joining all the other super pigs in the battle for even more hay to devour. That's basically it. It's just weird that identical mobs aren't equally tough or dangerous, but hey, it's a game, so it makes sense in that context. But the next one is not as sane, even for WoW. That's one thing that twists my mind more than the twisting nether twisted Archimon's will to live for longer than 10 minutes, and that is the way we learn new spells. It used to be a long process. Hey, focus, just follow me here for a second. It used to be a long process to get a full spell, each level costing up to a couple of gold in an era of famine, for most of us. And each spell was like this, you had to upgrade in order to keep up with the other players, or even if you just had to quest in a new zone. I actually enjoyed that we had to go and learn our spells ourselves, so when they changed it to just being one purchase for each spell, without the leveling system, I didn't really care. It still felt good to go and get the nearest unlocked abilities. But nowadays, we just get them out of thin air by leveling up. Hell, we could level up by mining or picking up flowers and get Rain of Fire, summoning giant fiery rocks from the sky. Which aspect of herbalism taught us that? The notion that we can learn how to fight, summon infernals, and create earthquakes through gathering herbs is pure madness. Although Shadow Priests actually make sense for this leveling method, as gathering herbs for hours on end correlates perfectly with learning spells that generates insanity. I just wish we still had to go learn our spells instead of having them instantly handed to us. Maybe I'm the insane one here, you tell me. We all store away items, materials, and other stuff that we don't need to carry with us constantly. But there's gotta be a limit to what kind of shit we're able to put in the bank. Just imagine a banker halfway through an already long and busy day when a player comes up the stairs carrying an enormous mangled elephant, the Elec, handing it over the counter. And the banker just goes with it, picking up the grotesque being, placing it in one of the vaults. You could put a mount in the bank and it'll only fill one slot, same as the 4 king's blood you kept in there in case you would ever need it. How does this disfigured beast only count or even fit in one slot? Also, I'm pretty sure the words bank and stable aren't synonyms. That reason alone is enough to justify putting this on the list, but there's one more thing I want to mention. I personally can't see why we should be able to put a piece of tough jerky or maybe a haunch of meat into the bank. Why would they allow that? So what, as you gather up a bunch of random stuff in your bank, you have mounts with the terrible living conditions sitting in the piles of old items you can't make yourself get rid of while you insert a bit of food just to keep the animals alive. But well, how many people actually have mounts laying in their bank? The point I'm trying to make is really more along the lines of why and how is this even possible? Copper, silver, and gold. 100 copper becomes 1 silver, 100 silver becomes 1 gold. Let's be honest here, you probably already know this if you've gotten so far down the rabbit hole that is World of Warcraft YouTube content that you found a semi-animated stickman analyzing the migration process of digital boars. Now, there's one fact about gold that baffles me beyond comprehension. A gold bar is worth, you guessed it, exactly 6 silver. So I need approximately 17 gold bars to earn 1 gold. Blizzard. To hell with legacy servers and fuck with the gym. You need to fix this immediately. Now I know that a lot of people have noticed this before me, but there's more. In my search to find more strange pricings of items, I found this chicken-wielding dwarf in Ironforge and discovered what could be the biggest scam in World of Warcraft history. Oh, nah, I'm talking about the fact that 1 pickled pig snout is worth 12 silver and 18 copper. A gold bar is worth half a pickled pig snout. Now, since we melt down multiple gold ores to become 1 solid gold bar, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the bar ends up being 24 carats, meaning 99 to 100% pure gold. This gold bar could be worth roughly $500,000 according to the web and estimating the size of it looking at the icon. Sognar Cliffbeard, meat vendor, a seller with no shop, no stand, sells pickled pork that would be worth $1 million in real life. Gold will have lost all meaning after Sognar Pigbeard has started the economic revolution of WoW, replacing gold coins in bars and banks and purses with an immense amount of meat, marking the beginning of a continuous global smell of vinegar. So on Azeroth, turtles are as fast as rockets, picking up flowers can teach you to summon infernals, and for birthdays you give your loved ones a greasy pig's nose in a jar instead of gold. Why are we stopping the Legion, exactly?